presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Oklahoma Sports Network. We are at the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're at Carl Albert High School in Midwest City, Oklahoma, about to kick off the first game of this tournament. Girls games coming first. The whole bracket over 3 days will be girls game, boys game, girls game, boys game, all the way through. Saturday evening is the schedule, and we will adjust for weather as it is needed. The Titan Classic this year, sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. Thursdays are the new Fridays. Every Thursday, enjoy buy one, get one free boneless wings with B-dubs. Not valid with any other offers. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1. Delivery and takeout available at participating locations for a limited time. Delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Valid only for orders placed through the Buffalo Wild Wings app or website. Jordan Ray sitting beside me. He'll have your color commentary for this morning's games, and we are excited as we're about to tip off the 2026 Titan Classic at Carl Albert High School.
Yeah, Tracy, a lot goes into this, but that's because it's a lot of fun, and this is a spectacular field we have for the Titan Classic, so I can't wait. And starting with last year's 5A runner-up Booker T and a very good traditional 6A powered girls basketball Norman.
Yeah, so the Booker T Washington Hornets versus the Norman Tigers here to tip off the tournament. The girls lineup in the tournament, the girls bracket, is 5A Booker T Washington, 6A Broken Arrow, 5A Carl Albert, 5A Edison Prep, 6A Edmond Memorial, 6A Norman, 6A Putnam City, and 6A Sand Springs. Starting lineups are being introduced for the Norman Tigers. And Norman Tigers starting lineup is a senior 5'5 guard, number 1, Addie Hibble. A junior 5'6 guard, number 12, Bailey Johnson. A sophomore 5'11 forward, Marcella Attar. A sophomore 5'8 guard, number 15, Ava Bond. And a sophomore 6' center, Jade Cook. Pretty young lineup for the Norman Lady Tigers, Jordan.
That's true. They're not the dominant team they've been in years past, but that may just be a temporary situation. And if Carl Albert can keep the Norman Tiger girls team here for the next few years, then at some point it's going to be a dynamite team in this district, in this tournament. Will make this tournament better.
So your 2025 runner-ups in 5A, the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornet starting lineup is a 5'7 sophomore, number 3, Stevie Daniels, a 5'6 sophomore, number 10, Sanaya Hill, a 5'6 freshman, number 12, Lamaya Baker, a 6'1 junior, number 23, Tiana Butler, and a 5'8 junior, Kennedy Glenn. About ready for the opening tip-off here. Norman's out on the court ready to go. They're in their black uniforms, as you can see on the screen. Orange numbers. We can see them well. Excuse me, that is Booker T out there in the – no, it is Norman. I apologize.
They both were orange.
Yeah,
We got a little adjusted there.
Norman is in black with orange trim. Booker T is in white with orange trim. So – and the opening tip-off ball's in the air. It's Norman coming down with the tip. I think we got that part straightened out for me now.
Booker T showing zone. Looks like a 2-3 zone.
Some quick guard defense out there. The three put up and boom! It's a
Bobby Lewis 3.
Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 points. Surprisingly great rates for 2 locations. Choctaw 405-281-6700. Del City 405-670-3665. And our first quarter, we're in a timeout immediately after Norman hits that 3. But our first quarter is brought to you by Bell Bonds by Tamara. Have you missed the ball on paying a ticket? Call Bell Bonds by Tamara at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. Jordan, that's one of the earliest timeouts I've seen called in a basketball game. 19 seconds in.
Yeah, the only thing that could be is they left a player open for 3, and Coach Atkinson, I believe that's how you say his name, for Booker T, obviously a very successful coach. He saw something to correct right away. Something about the rotation on that 2-3 zone he probably didn't like. That's it. That's the only thing I could think of because nothing else happened.
Yeah. All right, Booker T's got the ball, bringing it down the court now. Got their offense set up. It looks like Norman's set up in a zone as well. Ball inside high post, 3 from the right wing. That one, boom, it's another Bobby Lewis Insurance 3. Threes exchanged here in the first 30 seconds of the basketball game.
Bobby Lewis getting his money's worth early on.
Norman just working the ball around the perimeter as Booker T extends that zone defense way outside. Not giving anything up on another open 3. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, it's a kind of an impressive timeout. Usually coaches try to let them figure that out, but he was like, nope, we got to correct this right away, and Booker T looks very locked in on defense right now. Almost forced a couple turnovers.
Yeah, that last pass there across the top. There's the open 3 from the right wing, in and out. The Hornets get the rebound, pushing it down the court very quickly into the hands of Lamaya Baker as Booker T now sets up their offense.
Both teams go in zone to start out with, and that's a good defense to play in a tournament, you know, Tracy. When you got 3 games in 3 days, at least we hope to get 3 games in 3 days in here.
A tip away by number 14, Marcella Attar, gives the ball back in the hands of Norman. Attar looked like she was limping a little bit after she tipped that ball away.
That's a good offense. You saw Addie Hibble flash to the high post off when she was originally on the left wing, and she flashed to the high post when it moved to the right side. That's how you want to attack a zone.
5 points now for Norman as they have the early lead in this one. Norman's record is only 4-10 on the season. Struggled a little bit, but right now they're looking strong against the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets.
Well, and Coach Ritchie's told us on our Titan Classic preview that Norman's lost some really tight games. He thinks they're kind of a sleeper team, as you can see.
Boom! Another Bobby Lewis
3. They're off to a tremendous start. They look very good on offense as far as just moving the ball side to side against this zone, and they look really prepared for a zone offense.
Ava Bond hitting from that right wing, very deadly over there right now. Block shot, off balance, rebound goes to Norman. Here comes Hibble pushing the ball back up the court. Skip pass. Bond thought about the 3. Hibble takes one from the top of the key. Instead, Attar has the ball, gets knocked down, and the Hornets push the ball back up the court, almost throwing it away.
I saw a foul on the floor there on Norman, but again, that was a good shot by Hibble from straight away, top of the key, and it almost went in. The ball movement for Norman, very right now, probably number 1 storyline so far. Again, we haven't even played half the first quarter yet, but this is pretty early to see a sub, and that may be part of the problem. Is Booker T still not quite doing what they want on defense? As Stevie Daniels will come in.
And I think Stevie Daniels may have set out during that 19-second timeout, actually.
You may be right,
she was in the starting lineup.
That's right, yeah.
Pass down low right into the face of Jade Cook. She comes up with it somehow, just pulls it in like a receiver that catches one off their chest.
That's actually a good catch. And if she didn't make that catch, they probably wouldn't have called that foul. It probably would have been a turnover on Norman there.
So 1 foul on each team here in the early going. Bond with another 3 attempt. That one's off the front of the rim. Little lob pass, open 3. Little flat. Sanaya Hill chases down the long rebound. Washington in the game now for Booker T. Attar comes out, jumping in on the D, in and out on the little jumper, foul under the basket, and that is going to send Washington, that's Harmony Washington, to the line shooting 2 free throws.
One thing Booker T has done well, they've gotten some offensive rebounds, which, again, that's two things you want to do against a zone when you're on offense, as we see these Toonie Bice houses free throws, is you want to try to pass the ball around, get good looks at three if you can, if you have the shooters. You also want to get offensive rebounds, as zone blocking out is a challenge. Well, Booker T did not convert the first free throw attempt.
Washington's second shot's up, and it's good. It's the Toonie Bice houses free throws. Again, Toonie Bice houses in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046.
He had an inadvertent buzzer there, but playing through it.
Interesting that the officials did not blow the whistle and stop play when that buzzer sounded. I thought I was hearing things since I was in the middle of that read and play didn't stop.
Well, you know, the officials should be forgiving. I'm sure every one of these officials, if they've been doing their job long enough, they've had an inadvertent whistle on their own. So an inadvertent buzzer, you know,
it was
you
not
you play through it.
Yeah, it was not in a point of the game where it caused a disruption. So
yeah.
Missed mid-range shot by Norman, rebound by Booker T. And Booker T, three from the corner. That one's off the back iron. Bond tries to get the rebound. It goes out of bounds, I believe, off her hands. Baseline inbound play for Booker T.
And Norman hasn't really got many clean defensive rebounds here in this zone. Otherwise, they're contesting the first shot very well. We'll see if Booker T has a good baseline out of bounds play here. Yes, they do.
Inbound to the low post. Kick the ball back out.
Yeah, not good spacing at the moment.
Now lobbing one across the court. Lamaya Baker, the freshman, I believe what it said on the lineup, out there running point. Attar tips a ball in, but right in the hands of a Booker T player. Off the glass, good for two. That's Sanaya Hill.
Again, offensive rebounds. That's what's keeping Booker T in the game. They're not totally sharp otherwise passing the ball, but they're attacking the glass pretty well.
Bailey Johnson now a long three by Addie Hibble. That one is in and out. Attar battling for the rebound inside.
I think Booker T is committed to still believing over time Norman will cool down from three-point range, and they kind of have.
Do we have a jump ball called on that rebound?
Yes, okay. A jump ball.
Possession goes to Booker T. 8-6 the score. Norman leading with 2.5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. First quarter again brought to you by Bell Bonds by Tamara.
And every quarter brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We appreciate having them back with us.
That is Ezell down there in the corner. She dribbles in, kicks it back out. Long three, back iron. Ezell cleans up. No, cannot get it to go. A push on the rebound, and the foul going against Booker T. It's on Ezell.
Yeah, Ezell, she's listed at 5'9", looks taller. And I don't think Norman has anyone who can keep her off the offensive rebound, off the offensive glass, but Booker T couldn't convert there.
You know, she muscled her way inside earlier and then muscled her way for that one rebound as well. So inside down low to Cook. Ball tipped out of bounds. In the game now for Norman is Lexi Merchant. She was at the high post trying to feed Cook down low.
You can tell that Hibble is the distributor on this Norman team. I really like her feel for the game. She's got good instincts.
She dribbles out, takes the three. Off the front of the rim, battle for a rebound, going out of bounds into the Booker T bench, and it will stay with Norman.
And just as I say, she's got good instincts. That three probably looked a little forced, but she hit one earlier. I think she does have the ability to make those type of threes, and they probably need her to shoot those, especially against this zone. Talking about Norman.
Merchant dribbles off of her own leg, picked up by Sanaya Hill. She's pushing it up the court into traffic, dishes it to her teammate who doesn't use the glass, misses the shot.
And Booker T is just really cold right now. Both teams have cooled off since a couple early threes were made.
That was Tiana Butler missing that shot off the glass. I remember her from last year. She's a junior, listed at 6'1", and going to have to show a little more discipline when she's shooting down under the basket.
Saw the turnover on Lexi Merchant the previous possession. When you catch the ball in the high post against Booker T, you got to be very careful about putting the ball on the floor. And if you don't do it right away, you probably shouldn't do it at all.
Pass tipped away, and then somehow it's Norman coming back up with it. Addie Hibbles in traffic draws the foul.
With a bailout. Merchants not taking care of the ball great right now for Booker T. Or sorry, for Norman. Again, they have the same colors. So when I think of orange, I think of both teams.
Hibble inbounds. He gets that ball to Johnson. Right back to Hibble in the corner, thinking about the three. Not open this time as Booker T closed out.
No, it's a good ball fake. See how Booker T reacts to her shooting. Maybe if you can get a defender out of position there.
Bond over on the left wing. We haven't seen her shoot from that side of the lane. All of her shots have come from the right side. And whistle blown, offensive foul called? No, timeout. Okay. I thought maybe there was a screen there that I missed, but timeout called. 8-6 is the score. 41 seconds left to play in the Bell Bonds by Tamra first quarter here in the Buffalo Wild Wings Titan Classic, and we will take a quick break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax, give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the Works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your...
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Titan Classic Basketball Tournament brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Bell Bonds by Tamra. Norman leading Booker T. Washington 8-6 in this girls bracket game. This is the first game of the tournament.
And
go ahead.
Sorry, they're going to hold for the last shot here. And Booker T will let him at the moment.
Down to the 10-second mark now. Norman looking to make something happen. Booker T has extended that defense out, and Norman throws it away with 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, the ball movement for Norman's gotten a little bit stagnant after an early good start, and they are having a hard time getting the ball effectively anywhere other than around the top of the key. When they want to go to the wing or corner, they've had a tough time doing it.
Long three off the glass, taken by Stevie Daniels. Shot that way too early.
Yeah, I was about to say, she shot that too soon. And then that shot had no chance.
So after one period of play, it's the Norman Lady Tigers leading the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets 8-6 in the first game of the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the first game of the 2026 Titan Classic Basketball Tournament. This year's tournament brought to you on the Oklahoma Sports Network by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're beginning the second period of play. The second period is sponsored by Whataburger. What's a Whata deal at Whataburger? Well, for $3, you can get the new Big Ranch Wrap, or for $4, get 5 of our premium Whata Chicken Bites. Or for $5, get a Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. Add fries and a drink for just $2.49. Now that's a Whata deal. You have the Whataburger locations serving a Booker T at 1432 South Peoria Avenue in Tulsa, and right here near Carl Albert High School at 2914 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City.
It's a battle of the zones right now. The 2-3 zones have gotten better as this game has gone along, and it's now become a defensive struggle, which means actually it's the offenses who struggle. I've always wondered about that phrase, Tracy, defensive struggle, when actually the defenses are not what's struggling right now.
Absolutely, that's absolutely correct. Only 14 points scored between the two teams in the first quarter, which going back to the end of that first period, Jordan, and there's a three by Addie Hibble. Boom! It's a Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Remember, you can reach out to Bobby Lewis Insurance for surprisingly great rates in Del City at 405-670-3665. The end of the first period, you had about 38 seconds on the clock, and Norman comes out and holds the ball, which I found interesting because they've only given up 6 points in the entire first period. It would have seemed more logical to go ahead and run your offense and take a risk with your defense, but run your offense effectively, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, but you can see Addie Hibble, that's the reason she keeps shooting some threes that may seem forced on occasion, but as she's shown with her last three, she's, among other things, a good shooter.
She has range. She is shooting well beyond the arc. Ava Bond for three. That one's off back iron. Rebound by Merchant.
Good pass by Merchant there. Not in a bad pass. But I criticized Merchant for a couple turnovers. She made a really good pass there. Unfortunately, that was it for Norman with the good passes as we had a turnover on Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson was expecting Ava Bond to cut to the basket, and Bond was dropping back into three-point range, and so Johnson just ends up throwing the ball to no one. It goes out of bounds. 11-6, a 5-point lead now for the Norman Lady Tigers. Booker T. Washington set up their offense. Baker out top. Still a zone defense by the Lady Tigers.
Nice shot. Oh, nope, never mind. Sheer ball. It looked like it was going in.
Kind of a fall-away jumper. I think he kind of caught the edge of the rim there and just fell slowly. Another shot put up, and another shot by number 15, Shockley. She's getting very active since she's come into the game for the Lady Hornets. Faith Shockley, a 5'8 freshman. A lot of youth on these teams.
Booker T's really trying to attack the paint, but it's hard against the 2-3 zone. They need to hit some jump shots to soften this defense up, if they can. Easier said than done. Let's see if this one goes in.
Three from the corner, in and out. That shot put up by Daniels. They did not clear the foul there. They've got it now. One foul on Norman, none on Booker T here in the second period.
I wonder if this Addie Hibble is related to Nate Hibble, remember the old quarterback for you, being in Norman?
Had to wonder the same thing.
I may go ask them at halftime.
Johnson in the corner, Merchant, ball tipped away. It was a dangerous pass again from Johnson as she's just not reading the defense that's there near her teammates.
I mean, Booker T, I know what they want to do. They want to get steals and get in transition. They've had almost no transition opportunities, but maybe one, and they didn't score on that. So even now when they force a turnover, it's a dead ball turnover.
Baker bringing the ball up the court for the Hornets. Driving in, back to Hill. Hill takes the three. Boom! It's a Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Contact Bobby Lewis Insurance in Choctaw, 405-281-6700. Johnson kicks it back to Hibble on the left wing. Both teams sticking with the zone here in the first half of this ball game.
And they're both, is this going to be out of bounds on Booker T? They're both, out of bounds. They're both 2-3 zones, but they're different. Norman is packing it in more. Booker T is extending their zone more, trying to force turnovers on the perimeter.
I was a little surprised by that out-of-bounds call. It looked like Merchant got away with the travel, but I thought it could have been called a jump ball, too, since the defender had their hand on the ball.
I thought it may have been called a reach-in foul, so who knows what was supposed to happen.
So I guess
probably the right one.
Yeah, whichever one the referee thought was the right one then.
They are closer.
Hibble, a lot of contact. She actually was fouled on that shot. No call on that one. And that ball goes out of bounds. We're still waiting for a signal. Johnson got bumped. It's going to stay with Norman. Never did see an official actually hold up a hand pointing a direction on the possession. I think they let the players tell them whose ball it was.
Well, there's a sideline official and a baseline official that was close to it, and neither one had a good firm view of it.
In the ball game for Norman now is Talia Reed. And shot put up, no good. Foul called. Merchants going to the line to shoot the Tunis Bicehouse's free throws. 11-9. It's still a 2-point ball game. Both teams scoring 3 points in the second. Merchant hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Remind you that if you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, call Toonie Buys Houses today for a cash offer as Merchant hits both free throws. Call Toonie Buys Houses at 405-931-3046. Baker driving in, and Johnson called for the foul.
It's so hard to do that against a zone that's packed in, and Baker kind of got fortunate there. In order to penetrate against a 2-3 zone, you really have to get the defenders kind of out of position with good, quick passing around the perimeter. And we haven't really seen that from Booker T this game.
So Kennedy Glenn was in the game for a little bit there for Booker T. She steps back out. Pass out top, inside now. Ezell using her body, backing down defender, kicks the ball back outside, and Booker T will reset their offense. There's a three from the left wing. Boom! Another Bobby Lewis Insurance three.
And Bobby Lewis getting mentioned. The threes, more threes than free throws, it feels like. I'm pretty sure that's true, as I think both teams have at least 3 threes made.
You know, despite what feels like a lack of offense in this game, it feels like the teams are shooting well outside, doesn't it?
And that's what you want against a 2-3 zone. You can get open threes if you're disciplined and pass the ball around.
Norman just playing catch outside with the ball right now between Johnson and Hibble. Now Hibble driving, goes up, puts up a well-contested shot. Ball goes out of bounds.
And as you make that comment about Norman, Tracy, that it does make me think, well, what's it going to be like when we have a shot clock next year? Well, how teams are going to be coached differently, and especially against a zone.
I was thinking as I was walking in the building this morning that, calling play-by-play next year, especially radio where you have to keep everything going, is going to be a lot easier, especially in small school ball where they'll slow it down a lot than it is currently. Of course, the small schools are not implementing the shot clock next year. 2A down is not. Booker T with the ball, 2:41 to play here in the Whataburger second quarter. There's a three off the bank. Bobby Lewis Insurance sponsoring our three-point shots today. And there's a lead for the Booker T Washington Hornets for the first time in a ball game.
And our first replay, which we do have replays, brought to you by Triple Elite Screen Printing. It's always an amazing thing to see a three-point shot banked in. It's one of my favorite highlights.
Triple Elite Screen Printing. Find world-class designs and hot new styles at Triple Elite Screen Printing.
So the extra incentive for Booker T is, if they assume that they'll play the winner of Broken Arrow, Edison Prep, whoever wins this game, and, you would figure Broken Arrow would be the favorite if you had to make a favorite. And I don't think Booker T wants to play Edison Prep again because they're going to play him twice in the same district. If you have to play him when you both win, you'll accept that, but you don't have to play him if you both lose. You'd rather get the extra new competition against Broken Arrow if that's the scenario.
Ava Bond with the steal for Norman. Right down the court, the layup for Talia Reed, and we're tied up 15-15.
I believe that's our first transition points for either team. This has been a very competitive game, Tracy.
Nice shot in the paint, put up by Tiana Butler. Back on top is Booker T, 17-15.
It's a good job by Butler cutting to a soft spot of the zone.
Ava Bond for three. Shot's no good. That is not Ezell. That is Kennedy Glenn.
On the glass, Glenn got fouled. Booker T's shot making's gotten better this quarter.
Yeah, Butler goes in and does a little underhand scoop from the left side that time and had every opportunity. Didn't need to do that. Needs to go up strong to the goal. Glenn at the free throw line, shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Eight games on the books today, Jordan. It's going to be a long but fun day.
Yeah, and tomorrow, Tracy, the games are still scheduled, but everything is going to move up an hour. So our first game will be at 9 a.m. And it'll be the loser of this game, I believe, playing the loser of the Edison Prep Broken Arrow game, which will be game 3.
And Kennedy Glenn hits both free throws. It's a 4-point lead for Booker T. Washington now.
This is the first time we've seen him do a little bit of press, not much.
Little full court man press, if you will. They drop back into that zone defense now. Bond. Lob pass, and that one is saved, but right back into the hands of Booker T. Going down the court, a little elbow in the back on the defender, ball out of bounds, and it is Norman basketball. I think Norman got bailed out, not bailed out by the official call, but just bailed out by
the miss.
Yeah, miss shot, yeah.
I don't think Booker T has scored in transition unless you count the free throws they made last. We've had a couple of opportunities, and we have another timeout. We'll see which one this is.
47 seconds on the clock, second period. This is a 30-second timeout. 19-15 the score with Booker T leading Norman here in the first game of the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Jordan, so this game so far, is there anything about it that's surprised you?
Yeah, I think I'm surprised that Booker T has just not gotten going on offense. I don't know when they got here to Midwest City. Obviously, they're coming from Tulsa. I do know the Tulsa teams here, there's a lot, are staying in hotels. So I assume if you're playing in the morning, you got here the night before. I was expecting a little bit more offense from them. We have seen that in the second quarter. They started to get a little adjusted to Norman's zone, which is basically a packet end zone. And they started to hit some shots. We'll see if that continues. And they really, again, they want to get in transition and score. They haven't had a chance. They haven't done that a whole lot yet. We'll see if they can here. They're trying.
And ball tipped away on the inbound play. You're talking about not sure when they got here. I would almost expect that they got up early this morning and came with a plan to spend the night as their first night.
And that's more of an adjustment for them. Norman's much closer.
Yeah,
absolutely. They don't have to get up early.
Hibble in the front court now with the ball, 38 seconds. Reed throws the ball away into the hands of Booker T. They've got a fast break opportunity, pull up, jumper off the glass, no good, out of bounds, and it's going back to Norman.
Still no transition points. And, I really like what I'm seeing from Harmony Washington. I know it has to be cool to be a Booker T and have the last name Washington because it's actually Booker T. Washington. Some people call it Tulsa, Washington. She's really played good defense on Hibble. It just hasn't led to points yet.
Yeah, they've gotten some good turnovers, forced some turnovers here in the last few possessions. 15 seconds on the clock. Johnson working hard against Washington right here.
Well, they're hounding Hibble. They're really hounding her, and we got a Booker T player down. Hopefully she's just in some pain, but it's not like anything serious, but she looks like she's favoring her left ankle.
Yeah, Lamaya Baker is working her way to the bench. So Baker, the 5'6" freshman, has been very important running point for Booker T.
She's one of their starters, so we'll see who. Usually you bring starting lineups in at the beginning of the third quarter. We'll see if she's in there or not, but they'll probably go to someone else.
Johnson's three, I started to say blocked, but the foul called on a three-point shot. Now they're going to call it a two-point shot.
That's a little bit of a break for Booker T because that's just, again, being a little over-aggressive for Harmony Washington. It's just instincts there. You got to know what timing your timing is going to be like, and it is going to be 3 free throws.
Yeah, it looks like when they were signaling 2, it was the number of the player who committed the foul. They were holding 2 fingers up. So,
yeah, if you're Booker T, you definitely feel like you should be up by more. And I don't know but Norman, again, they're not what their record says they are. And then there's some teams that are going to be like that.
Bailey Johnson misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, hits the second. Toonie Buys Houses, 405-931-3046. Third shot coming as a couple of Booker T players check into the game.
It'll be important this time for Booker T. Don't shoot a three-point shot too early. You have 7 seconds. That's a lot of time to get a really good shot. If assuming this free throw goes in, you get the rebound.
Johnson goes 1 for 3 at the line. Ball pushed up the court. And the shot put up off the glass is good for 2 by Sanaya Hill. Here's your instant replay by Triple Elite Screen Printing.
What a finish by Hill. We're going to see that one more time. And Hibble almost got a steal there, or at least a deflection that probably would have changed the outcome. And that's something for Booker T to feel good about. Again, their shot making in the second quarter much better.
A 5-point lead for the Booker T. Washington Hornets at halftime, 21-16. Your halftime sponsor is also your title sponsor, the Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. You can count on Buffalo Wild Wings every Tuesday for buy one, get one 50% off bone-in wings. Enjoy your go-to wing flavors or try something new. Your new Tuesday ritual is here, and it's saucy at participating locations, not valid with other offers or discounts. See website or app for details.
And they also have a special going on for the Super Bowl. Pre-order for the big game and get 6 free wings on your next visit.
Wow. I love me some Buffalo Wild Wings, wings to be specific, among all the other things on their menu. 21-16 the score here at halftime. Booker T. Washington leading the Norman Tigers. It felt like Norman controlled most of the first half just by getting more execution out of their offense, but it didn't translate to enough points. And Booker T. finds a couple of transition buckets finally late in the half to lead by 5, 21-16. We're going to take a break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Isn't just where you live, it's where you thrive. Elevate it with a roof that reflects your standards. At Cantrell Roofing, we deliver efficiency and high-quality installations. Our A-plus BBB certified team performs the highest level of craftsmanship, and our in-house insurance adjuster handles claims fast and stress-free. Backed by 30 years of experience, our 5-star Google rating reflects the trust we've earned. The better your roof is built, the better it holds up in the Oklahoma weather. Remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life.
Oklahoma Sports Network. Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Titan Classic Basketball Tournament. Our title sponsor this year is Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. Thursdays are the new Fridays. Every Thursday, enjoy buy one, get one free boneless wings with B-dubs. Not valid with any other offers. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1. Delivery and takeout available at participating locations for a limited time. Delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Valid only for orders placed through the Buffalo Wild Wings app or website. About to begin the third period here. The Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets leading the Norman Lady Tigers in the first game of the tournament, 21-16. Third period brought to you by Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance, a local family-owned agency since 1978. Scan the QR code on the screen or give them a call at 405-733-7671 for a free quote.
That QR code's on the screen. Big storyline for this game is Booker T. How they got better on offense. They went from 6 points in the first quarter to 15 in the second quarter.
And shot put up. It's Tiana Butler getting her second bucket of the game. She has 4 now. Leading scorer in the ballgame, Sanaya Hill, with 10 points in the first half for Booker T. Washington. 6 for Lamaya Baker, who went to the bench late in the second period. She is not back on the court right now. From the left elbow, shot looked good by Attar. Not good, though. And Kennedy Glenn gets the rebound. Got to remember, Glenn's got the ponytail. That's the way I got to remember that.
That's a good rule of thumb when it comes to girls basketball because the hairstyles will vary.
Booker T. Washington now on our left side, leading by 7, 23-16. That's the biggest score difference in the ball game. Pass inside, and ball tipped away. It's Ava Bond coming up with it. Here come the Norman Lady Tigers. Only 5 points in the first half by Addie Hibble, and a shot missed by Bailey Johnson right under the basket.
I mean, Hibble's doing everything she can. Made the right pass there. Johnson just couldn't convert. And, yeah, it's been a different story for Norman. They've had 8 points both quarters, and their offense, they were in a good rhythm again early in the game, and they're just missing shots. Now their rhythm's kind of lacking a bit.
So in that first quarter, it felt like early in the first quarter that Norman was shooting the ball very well outside, and actually get to looking at the points scored. You had Ava Bond hit a couple of early threes, and Addie Hibble hit one, and then it's really slowed down since then as 9 of their 16 points came in the first part of the first quarter. Foul called on Ezell. That'll be her second personal foul. That is the first foul of the second half.
My people, the next game will be Booker T. boys against Northwest Classen. As the Tulsa teams here that bring the girls and boys teams, they're going to be having their girls and boys games consecutively.
Ball stolen away by Baker. By Hill. Hill takes the 3 off the glass, and boom, it's the Bobby Lewis Insurance 3.
That's twice they have bank in, so now the shooting for Booker T has been what it needs to be, and as they open up a 10-point lead, this is kind of what I was expecting in this game, where Booker T is a few points better than Norman, and it's played out that way finally. It wasn't that way at first.
And it's been Sanaya Hill that hit both of those banked-in threes, too. She has 13 points in the ball game now.
That may be enough for her to be the Whataburger player of the game, which means she's going to get a certificate.
It's a 10-point lead for Booker T. Washington now, 26-16. Now, in foul trouble in the game, we have Harmony Washington with 3 fouls. She was doing a good job defending those guards for Norman early, but she did pick up 3 fouls in the process. Offensive board by Norman, and
looks like they threw it away, but they're saying Booker T deflected it.
Yeah, I thought that might have been a foul, but. And Lexi Merchant for Norman also picked up 3 fouls in that first half.
You mentioned Harmony Washington. Yeah, when you're that type of aggressive on defense, that will happen some. You will get in foul trouble. Nice defense there. Way to anticipate the shot.
Stevie Daniels with the block shot, gets the ball and score. No, misses the layup.
Man,
wow.
We had 2 missed layups this quarter for both teams at least, but at least for Booker T, they get the offensive rebound.
Tiana Butler fouled on the putback attempt, going to the line to shoot the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
We really have not had a clean transition basket yet for Booker T, but they've gotten offensive rebounds, and on some of those possessions they've gotten to the free throw line because of it.
Butler hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. She has 5 points in the ball game now. Checking into the game for Norman is Aubrey Morgan. Butler sure taking her time there. Misses off the back iron. And an offensive board picked up by Shockley. Hill firing from outside, misses a shot. Ball tipped out, gets her own rebound. And it is Glenn putting it back in for two.
Well, the offensive rebounding by Booker T, they have been relentless on the glass, and more as the game has gone along. And Norman is not going to have any chance to come back if they don't get defensive rebounds.
Yeah, it just feels like Booker T physically is starting to take control of the game right now.
Yes, another block three. They blocked 2 threes attempted by Norman back-to-back. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, they both shot at almost the same spot. That one was attempted by Bowden Godsey. 3 from the top of the key, back iron. Hill with the rebound, but an offensive foul called on the rebound attempt. That going against Kennedy Glenn.
So that would be, it's a loose ball foul, meaning it would have been free throws if that was 5 or more on Booker T this quarter. But it doesn't matter because it's not. So either way, it's a foul, a team foul, and Norman possession. And now they're having a tough time taking care of the ball right now, as you can see.
Godsey with the ball now. She's wearing the face mask. Probably, we might assume a broken nose or something like that. That's the type of face mask she's wearing. Baseline jumper, shot no good. Rebound, Booker T. Hill going the other way. Ball tipped out by Addie Hibble.
And it's off Hill, I guess. Good job by Hibble. I mean, she's the one player on Norman that looks like she can handle Booker T's physicality and speed. Even though she had her last three-point shot blocked, she otherwise has played a really good game, but has just not gotten enough help.
Godsey, 3, top of the key, short. Ball tipped up. Morgan with the rebound. Hibble inside, off the glass, going to the line to shoot 2.
One of the few times we see second chance opportunities for Norman. And they haven't scored yet this quarter. They have just really struggle on offense. You're kind of seeing why it's been a tough year for them record-wise. They don't have a lot of size. You see the free throw go in, and they just don't have, other than Hibble, that one player that can get you a basket in half-court setting.
Hibble hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, in any condition, call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Offensive board picked up by Aubrey Morgan. She's fouled on the putback attempt. Shockley picks up her second personal foul, and it's the 4th team foul already on Booker T. Morgan, shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, misses the first. Well, Hibble hit 1 of 2 on her last trip.
Well, we've been talking about Booker T's relentlessness on the offensive glass. Norman's gotten 2 here on this trip, and it leads to 2 points. And they need it. I mean, that's a big 2 points. They've been stuck at 16 for quite a while.
Hill thinking about the 3, drives in, kicks the ball out. Glenn driving from the right side, puts up the shot from about 15 feet, no good. It's Merchant with the rebound, ball tipped away and out of bounds on the attempted save by Shockley. Kind of felt like Merchant was getting hammered a little bit there when the ball was stripped away from her.
Well, I think there's been the refs have let him play a bit here. They've allowed for some physicality, which is what you normally like.
Hibble for 3. That one's short. She stepped into that one.
Yeah.
Hill dishing it to her teammate, and that one falls in courtesy Stevie Daniels.
If it's not the first, it's one of the first clean transition baskets for Booker T. And I think this is something they can do in spurts.
Hibble for 3. That one's in front of the iron as well. Merchant, careful she doesn't pick up her 4th foul. Daniels pushes the ball up the court. Back to Daniels in the corner, baseline drive.
It's a good jump stop there.
Shot blocked. Foul called. And that foul is going against Ava Bond. I did not catch that Ava Bond had checked back into the game. Second foul on Norman here in the third period.
So Stevie Daniel created those free throw attempts with a very good drive and jump stop. And something players are getting better at. You can, after a dribble, come to a jump stop near the paint. And that's actually a very effective way to kind of draw defense, but also then collect yourself to find an open teammate as both free throws go in.
Shockley hits both of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. She had an interesting little twist with her hips right before she would release the ball.
And it looks more interesting because she's left-handed.
Yeah, absolutely. That was part of it. You're absolutely correct. Johnson looking inside, back to Hibble, left wing. Hibble steps back. Johnson for three, back iron, no good. Hibble with a long rebound that was tipped out, a foul called.
A loose ball foul on Norman.
Yeah, that tip out was actually a reach over the back that resulted in the foul. Who was that called against, do you know?
I missed it. I think it may have been the player, may have been Morgan, who's in the middle of the zone there.
4 fouls on Booker T, 3 on Norman now with 2 minutes left to play in the Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance third period. Booker T slowing things down a little bit. Hill takes the 3 in and out. Butler, she just gets the rebound and spins around the defender and goes up for 2. Butler now with 7 points.
Yeah, I think Booker T knows they get an offensive rebound. Norman doesn't really have shot blockers, so get the ball, collect yourself, don't rush anything, and just get an easy shot there. That's what Butler did. We're seeing more and more good offensive plays for Booker T.
Hibble with the short floater off the front of the rim, draws the foul. Toonie Buys Houses free throws coming. That foul is against Harmony Washington. That's her 4th.
But I think it's okay for Booker T. Harmony Washington's a good player, but she's not someone that has to be on the floor all the time. She's a kind of a role player on this team, so if she gets in the game and wreaks havoc on defense but picks up a few fouls, Booker T would normally be okay, although, of course, they have a player injured right now, so that does loosen their bench some, Baker being out.
Hibble hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, actually hits both of them. She is 4 for 5 at the free throw line, with a total of 9 points in the ball game for Norman. A minute left to play here in the Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance third period. And a nice move by Ezell. She gets her first points of the ball game.
Worth another look.
Triple Elite Screen Printing bringing you instant replay. Hibble on the left wing, always looking at the basket when she catches the ball. You just see that instinct. Down to 45 seconds. Merchant from the free throw line. Nice shot.
She squared up there. And, yeah, again, that's a soft spot of the zone. It's a long 2, so Booker T doesn't mind it, but Norman, that may be the shot they have to rely on.
First field goal for Norman in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And it's an and one.
Player is down right now.
That's a little shot to the face. Is that Kennedy Glenn? I believe so. Kennedy Glenn takes a shot to the face. She's holding her nose, but she makes the bucket and gets the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
And I can tell by how she's standing at the free throw line for the Toonie Buys Houses free throw, she's right-handed, but that finish was with her left hand, and it was not easy. That's a very impressive play. You like players that can finish well with either hand.
Back iron shot, no good. Rebound by Talia Reed for Norman. 20 seconds on the clock. This is the strangest feel. It does not feel like a 17-point game.
No, because Norman was ahead by early in the second quarter. I think they're ahead by 5.
Hibble for 3. Boom! And Toonie Buys Houses free. Not Toonie Buys. It's Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-point shot. I don't know the difference in a 3 and a free throw anymore, I guess. Oh. All right, so it is the end of the third period, brought to you by Patrick Newby Farmers Insurance, family-owned agency since 1978. Give them a call. You have the QR code on the screen. You scan it or give them a call at 405-733-7671 for a free quote. It is the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets leading the Norman Lady Tigers 39-25 in the 2026 Titan Classic on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School for the 2026 Titan Classic. The Titan Classic sponsored this year on Oklahoma Sports Network by Buffalo Wild Wings at 5500 Tinker Diagonal. We're in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter brought to you by Whataburger, and there's a Whataburger located.
Dynamic Health Clinic.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. That's player of the game. My apologies. Dynamic Health Clinic, our fourth quarter sponsor at Dynamic Health Clinic. Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic, 405-454-6400. Norman with the ball, trailing by 14. Attar, who has not scored in this basketball game, misses the elbow jumper, and Norman comes back up with the basketball.
Well, we're interested to see if Norman, and of course this is, I don't know how, I'm not saying that it's not important to win these games, of course, but these do not affect seeding. So we'll see, do they gamble much on defense? Because they have been a very conservative packet-in defense for much of this game, and that's not a good defense to play when you're trying to come from behind in the fourth quarter. So it'll be interesting to see if Norman tries to extend their defense out, tries to find ways to force turnovers.
Yeah, you got to have more possessions, right?
Yes.
39-25 the score. Morgan backing down on the low post. Attar now in the paint, misses off the front of the rim. And Hibble from the right elbow. That one's in for two.
Hibble again. She's been tremendous. If we had dual player of the game, she'd be it for Norman, no question.
She's now the leading scorer in the ball game between both teams with 14 points. Hill misses the elbow jumper. Shot no good. Jump ball off the rebound. Possession arrow is going to stay with Booker T. Washington.
Booker T's run some really good baseline and bounce plays this game, even against the pack zone, which is not easy to do. Let's see if they do it here. They had a good idea. There's a good seal going on there on the backside. They just pass got deflected. Interesting that Kennedy Glenn did not get called for a travel. She took 3 steps on the baseline there before inbounding the ball. They're trying to find a Zell steal, getting a seal there. She tries again. Refs don't always look for that.
Well, she didn't take big steps, so she didn't change her position significantly, but she did make a move. 3 from the corner, no good. Attar loses the rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with Booker T. Okay, so let's watch Azelle again. She's under the basket for Booker T. Yeah, Kennedy Glenn, yeah. The ponytail. Okay. Feet stayed still that time. Butler for 3, back iron. Attar hangs on to the rebound this time. Hibble sets up the offense. Pass down low, has a teammate, shot no good. Morgan with the rebound, kicks it out. Attar from 15 feet, front of the rim. Another offensive board, and Attar fighting for it. Throws it away. Now Hibble's going to get the loose ball still. They might be down to like 40 if it wasn't for Hibble. Johnson looking inside. And timeout called by the Norman Tigers. That is a full timeout. So here at the 2026 Titan Classic with Booker T leading Norman 39-27, we'll take a timeout on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, back at Carl Albert High School, wrapping up here in the fourth period, the first game of the 2026 Titan Classic, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're in the fourth period, sponsored by Dynamic Health Clinic. It's the Norman Tigers with the ball, trailing the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets 39-27. It's down to a 12-point game. It was up to 17. So Norman making a little bit of a comeback, but twice now in inbound play, we have bad inbound passes. Jump ball on this one's going to stay with Norman.
It's got to drive Chad Thrailkill up. He's the head coach for the Norman girls team, first-year head coach. And I know he's tried to set something up. I feel like he called a set play against the zone. We'll see if they're able to run something here.
Bailey Johnson gets the ball in her hands, but Norman taking a lot of time. They need to score quickly and then get the ball back in their hands again. Hibble on the right wing. She's played on the left side of the offense most of the game. Now she's in the corner. A better pass would have had her open for a three, but she had to chase down a pass that just was not directly to her. There's the three by Reed. Back iron, tipped out. Morgan doing a good job of getting up in the air and tipping balls out. Jump ball on the rebound is going to go to Booker T. Washington.
Yeah, just the shooting for Norman's just not there after it was at the beginning of the game. But they don't have any other way to really score against Booker T other than hitting jump shots. They have not been able to effectively get inside the paint very often.
Yeah. And down by 12, they can't have 45-second to 1 minute possessions. They're going to have to run offense more quickly.
But Booker T's been very good lately at adjusting to the side-to-side passing. Now, I mentioned a moment ago, what will Norman do on defense? This is one of the first times they've extended their defense. I don't know if they're still in the zone, but they extended that zone defense if they are, and they forced a turnover. So let's see if we see more of that from the Tigers on defense.
Johnson Attar on the right wing. The offense is spread out. Johnson gets the baseline, a little 10-foot jumper, no good, and a rebound goes to Kennedy Glenn.
That was a good shot. The foul on Norman there. That was a good shot by Johnson.
And the foul is called on Talia Reed. That's not a bad foul to go ahead and start getting some fouls on the board because that's their first one here in the fourth quarter.
I don't think that was the strategy there, but
it wasn't. It wasn't, but it might have worked out in their favor.
So we got a 30-second timeout here.
4:45 to play in the fourth period. Fourth period brought to you by Dynamic Health Clinic. It's a 12-point lead for Booker T. Washington, 39-27. I mean, as the play's going, Jordan, we're talking about some of the basic things that need to happen here. Mm-hmm. One, needs some pressure defense by Norman to get turnovers quickly.
Yep.
Even though that puts them at risk of giving up easy buckets as well. And then,
they have to, though. You're right, but they have to try.
And then maybe, I don't know, it's probably risky to try to run a full-court press against Booker T. I don't know if they've got the athletes to stay with them.
Well, it's something that in the course of a fourth quarter, when you're trying to come from behind, you can show them different looks. And the closer you get to the end, if you're kind of a three-quarters press or zone press isn't working, then you can start to look at, hey, maybe we just need to go full-court man, deny the pass the whole way. I don't think Norman has to do that yet. And we'll see Booker T call the timeout here. So we'll see how they adjust to Norman's defense.
A little more full court pressure here, looking for a trap in the backcourt. Booker T gets around it. Risky there as Shockley dribbles off of her leg. No call. Ball goes out of bounds. And, we get a timeout called? Yeah, timeout.
I don't think that's what the Booker T coach Atkinson wanted. It was for Faith Shockley to try to beat the trap on her own. But she was effective at it because she's a lefty.
Well, what was bad about it is she beats the trap in the backcourt, but then she drives all the way down and dribbles into the corner in the front court and gets trapped.
Not ideal.
So full timeout here with the 12-point lead still for Booker T on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Carl Albert High School. 2026 Titan Classic brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We're in the fourth period. Sponsored by Dynamic Health Clinic. A foul called on, I believe that's going to be on Morgan of Norman. Yes.
Very unconventional pass made there by Butler, but it worked. Again, Booker T just has more, skilled players across the board who can make those type of plays, and because that's what leads to the free throws.
Kennedy Glenn misses the free throw. Interesting on that inbound play is Booker T, despite having a 12-point lead, went for the quick score right to the basket, draws the foul, and pending what happens here on this shot, Norman may end up with the advantage here. Glenn does hit the second free throw. The Toonie Bayou Houses free throw, she misses the first. She's 3 for 5 at the free throw line. Has a total of 7 points in the game now.
I get what you're saying, Tracy, but I don't think Booker T should feel like they should do anything different, especially on a baseline inbounds play. Your thought process is to score in the paint when you have that opportunity.
3 by Addie Hibble is no good off the front of the rim, and foul on the rebound.
And we'll get Norman a chance to set up their press. It's only their third foul. Against more of a three-quarters press.
Ball goes through the hands of Butler into the hands of Norman. Hibble for 3, left wing. It's short.
She's fouled.
Fouled on the three-point shot.
And that turnover was created because you kind of lull the offense in Booker T to throw into the middle, and you don't take the middle away. You make it tempting, and then at the end you converge on that pass to the middle, and that's how Norman forced that turnover.
Hibble hits the first of the Toonie Bayou Houses free throws. Gets the lead back to 12 now. If she hits the next 2, we're back to a 10-point game with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, this game is not over. I don't know if, other than Hibble, again, I don't know if Norman has the shot making they need, but you never know. And you could see a couple of players also get hot from 3.
In about a minute and a half, they've chipped this lead down quite a bit. Hibble hits all 3 really good-looking free throws. She is now 7 of 8 at the free throw line. Has 17 points in the ball game.
Well, more than half her team's points.
And there is, for Shockley, a little 10-foot jumper. That's her first field goal of the game. Booker T needed those points.
Big reply. Big reply there for Booker T.
3.5 minutes to play, 42-30, a 12-point game. Got Jade Cook back in the game. She's not been in there for a while. Hibble for 3, front of the iron. And battling for a rebound, getting it done is Reed.
Norman's gotten a little better at getting offensive rebounds. We'll see if it helps them.
Reed for 3, back iron, no good. Shockley gets the rebound. Heel in the front court, right to the hole off the glass for 2.
That was very similar to the shot she made at the end of the first half, Tracy. She's really good at going to the right there and using the backboard in a spot where you don't normally see players do that.
15 points now for Sanaya Hill, and it's back to a 14-point ball game. Attar off the front of the rim. I think every shot that Attar has made has come off the front of the rim in this ball game.
Attar looks like a really good player, but she just has had a bad shooting day. Hill has not.
17 points. Yeah, 17 for Hill now, matching Hibble's 17.
And Hill's not just a scorer. She has a knack for being around the ball when it's a missed shot for her team, and she's gotten some offensive rebounds this game too. Really good player for Booker T. If they win this game, they'll play the winner of Broken Arrow, Tulsa Edison Prep tomorrow. And I mean, Booker T is a team that you could see making it to the championship round. I don't know if those games will be played. That should definitely a kickball. Yeah, a little bit of a late whistle, but I definitely could see Booker T being a team that, again, could play the championship game if we were to somehow have it Saturday. The weather looks like it won't be kind. And Carl Albert really would love to play him, as I've had multiple players tell me that. on Saturday. But we'll see if that happens. A lot to take place between now and then.
Jordan, I want to go back to that kick ball. I got a question for you here on just some general basketball knowledge stuff. As we've got a foul called on Kennedy Glenn, just getting into the body of Talia Reed. In that particular case, she actually used her foot to defend the pass and stuck it out, which is, a kicked ball. But what about those times when a player goes to throw the ball and it just inadvertently grazes the leg or hits the leg of a defender? Should that be called a kick ball, or is that just a bad pass? I mean,
no, I think it would slow the game down a lot if you called every time the ball hit a player's foot, a kick ball. You have to see that extension of the leg. Yeah,
I've seen officials who do that. If there's any contact with the foot or lower leg, they blow the whistle, call it a kick ball, and I don't like that call. I'm curious how the rule's actually written.
I don't remember ever seeing myself a situation where, let's say, a player dribbles off the foot of an opponent and then they call a kick ball off that. That just would be a loose ball then at that point. Yeah, and again, you don't want to blow the whistle too much,
Yeah, not necessarily dribbling off of the leg, but anytime the ball was passed, if you will, even if it was, say, a defender had their back turned and hit them in the back of the leg, whistle blow, kick ball.
Now I don't understand it.
Booker T get the ball down the court. The minute 45 left, 15-point lead now, 46-31, and a steal as Hibble takes it away from Kennedy Glenn. Bailey Johnson gets fouled down the court.
I mean, Norman needs to be able to score quickly, but it's just a bit of a struggle for him. And we're almost at the point we maybe should be past the point where this game's probably out of reach for the Tigers. But they're still trying. They're still battling, and that's what you want. This is about getting better as a team.
Most high school games, 10 points at the 2-minute mark is – oh, my goodness, the Tar just can't hang on to a pass, and it's a turnover for Norman.
When you watch a player you haven't seen before, you watch how they move, how they hold the ball, what they do with the basketball. And like I said, Tar looks like a good player. She's just had an off game for Norman shooting, and has had that bad turnover there. Looks like it's going to be a little too late for Norman to make a comeback right now.
And Stevie Daniels back in the ball game for Booker T. Booker T just now working the ball and trying to eat clock, it looks like. As soon as I say that, they'll go take a shot. And here they go, right to the hole, and foul called on Reed.
Well, in this situation, you take a little bit off the clock, but then if you have a chance to go downhill and be aggressive, you still want to do that because those are just your instincts, and you probably have this game in hand no matter what you do.
And it's not like the game's so far out of reach that you're running the score up or anything. So go ahead and run your offense. Keep your girls in rhythm, right?
Exactly. So our next game will be Booker T Northwest Classen, Booker T boys. And then the next girls game will be a 1 o'clock Broken Arrow and Essen Prep. I think Coach Ritchie might join you for some of that game, Carlbert girls coach. And it's important to point out that the games tomorrow will start an hour early as Norman gets fouled underneath there. So when we look at tomorrow's game, Norman looks like they're going to play at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and Booker T would play at noon tomorrow, if some of the score holds.
So Kennedy Glenn hit one of two of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws on the Booker T end. Then she gets called for the foul down here, and Talia Reed now shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. She hits the first. 16-point game with 1 minute left to play. Again, we want to thank Buffalo Wild Wings, our title sponsor for this year's 2026 Titan Classic. Buffalo Wild Wings, remind you, Thursdays are the new Fridays. Every Thursday, enjoy buy one, get one free boneless wings with B-dubs. Not valid with any other offers. Size exclusions may apply. While supplies last, limit one, delivery and takeout available at participating locations for a limited time. Delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply. Valid only for orders placed through the Buffalo Wild Wings app and website.
And, of course, our player of the game, we can call it now, I think, as Norman's going to have this, or Booker T will have this game won, but Hill and Hibble, the two player of the games.
Sanaya Hill getting it done for Booker T Washington. Sanaya is a 5'6" sophomore, so she's got some years left to play for Booker T, but she is a force to be reckoned with already in her second year of varsity basketball. And then it is Addie Hibble getting it done today, our Norman player of the game. She is the only senior that we've seen on the court, to the best of my knowledge, today. Matter of fact, Harmony Washington, also a senior. But Addie Hibble, a 5'5" senior guard for Norman. She has 17 points in the ball game. Sanaya Hill, 17 points in the ball game as well.
Yeah, I mean, really good-looking players, Hill and Hibble. So I look forward to watching their however many games we can play here. I'm sure we'll play games tomorrow. So I look forward to watching the games tomorrow, both earlier in the day. But they both played very well. So our player of the games have gotten off to a good start.
Our fourth period winding down here, 15 seconds left. Fourth period brought to you by Dynamic Health Clinic, where Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries. Play better, recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic, 405-454-6400. Our player of the game brought to you by Whataburger on 15th Street in Midwest City. Whataburger's Whata Deal is here. Get the new Big Ranch Wrap for $3, 5 premium Whata Chicken Bites for $4, or a bacon cheese Whataburger Jr. for $5. Add fries and a drink for just $2.49. That's a Whata Deal at Whataburger, 5925 Southeast 15th Street, Midwest City. Congratulations to the Booker T. Washington Lady Hornets, beating the Norman Lady Tigers 49-32 in the first game of the 2026 Titan Classic. Players of the game are Sanaya Hill of Booker T. Washington and Addie Hibble of the Norman Tigers.
All right, that's a wrap.
All right, we will be back with Josh Calloway bringing you boys basketball, first game of the tournament, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network in just a few minutes.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma